Alright, so welcome back out to the shop. In this quick little edition, we're going to talk about some video cameras. So, stay tuned if you like video cameras. Anyways, so as my journey continues doing YouTube stuff, recording videos, I keep trying to get the next good thing, not the best thing, just good. So I picked up another camera, and I'm now retiring my old camcorder that's run me a good 6-7 years now. This was pre-pandemic I had this guy. So what I currently got now, we'll just take a quick recording from this one, kind of show off the rig. So excuse the jumping around that this camera is doing. It's kind of been losing some of its stabilization features out in the cold, but this is our new camera. This is a X-M5. I have a tendency to call it a MX5, but it's definitely not a Miata. But anyways, up top, I got the boom mic and the extra battery that powers the boom mic, and I can also use this battery to extend the battery of the camera. This was actually mounted on this camera for quite a few years, which produced a little bit better sound than most of the other things that I've been monkeying around with. But we can kind of do a quick side by side. Let's go take a look at our garage door here. Try to get in the same view. Then you can see if you can see all the clarity of junk versus the clarity of junk on the other one. So this camera has a whole bunch of features, whole bunch of buttons, and the biggest thing that I wanted this camera for was basically increasing my dots. But let's turn this guy off. This one's also been having troubles with its batteries, so they've been constantly swapped in and out for quite some time. But biggest advantage of this camera is it's able to do 4K at 60. This did do 4K at 30 frames, but when you compared the 4K on this, it pretty much just looked like a 1080p that somehow sized up to 4K, whatever. I mean, its clarity wasn't very good, and it was absolutely terrible in kind of low light situations. So hopefully with the bigger sensor that's on this camera, low lights will be a lot nicer. There won't be the weird noise going on in some of the blacks. And from what I can tell from my perspective, everything is quite a bit clearer. So this camera is actually like close to $900 after taxes and shipping. It's probably a little bit higher, but under $1,000, which isn't pleasant. This guy here you can still pick up. I think they're going for $500 still, which is crazy because I paid like $425 for it quite a few years ago. But anyways, if you're into doing this type of work, running with cameras, you really do need to make sure that you get a UV filter. This will save it many, many times. So I did pick up one for this camera here, and it's just a glass UV filter. But what it does is when you're out here grinding, you might have a couple grinds go fly in that direction, and the last thing you want to do is have some of those hot slag touching your actual lens. that will pit it up, and then you'll have this little star spot in your camera that just stays there forever. Ask my Sony camera how I know. But that one came before this one. We're just trying to slowly up our game as we can and as new things come out. So this camera came out and it looked like it was just what I needed. It's not super good for people that want to use it as a camera because it doesn't have in-body stabilization and you don't have a secondary viewfinder. But what I'm using it for, mainly video stuff and having a kind of killer camera after the fact, it's going to work quite well. Mainly because I keep everything tripoded and I use the viewfinder on the screen to see what I'm doing on the other side of it. So anyways, hopefully, see how long I've been talking here. Not too terribly long, probably about 5 minutes. Good for the extra set. Anyways, that's kind of my update on the camera equipment. You can check this out. It's a Fuji Film X-M5. They are very hard to come by because people have just been buying them out at every time they show up. I just happened to scroll through Best Buy and it was in stock and I figured, let's go for it. Anyways, thank you for stopping by and watching. Hopefully you're subscribed so you can see how I'm building some stuff in my garage or even in my driveway. Anyways, hopefully we'll see you again later.